Good morning, guys, or good morning, afternoon, evening, and welcome to the HYUKOH vlog of Umu and...
Oh boy.
So at this very moment, it is 1 p.m.-ish, and we attend the school in Rochester, New York, and we are going to see HYUKOH in Toronto. So with around 3 hours drive, we're hoping to be able to stand in line for a few hours and get a really good... Oh, I'm cutting off your head, I'm so sorry. A really good seat.
It's always been my dream to get my head cut off.
Let's get it! Yeah! Okay, so this is both our first time seeing HYUKOH live and our second time seeing... Well, actually I've never seen like a full K-pop concert because K-Con doesn't count.
Yeah, and day 6 was kind of like a live and meet. So it's like a little different.
But also they aren't K-pop, so I'm just saying this is like our very...
This isn't K-pop either.
No, exactly, that's my... Because I was gonna say this is like our second real K-pop concert ever, because day 6 was our first, but both of them are rock bands. Yep. So I realized I can't say K-pop. So this is our very first K-indie experience, and our very first full-on concert. And then we're gonna be experiencing day 6 in November. Their first full concert instead of just a meet and greet concert.
Goodness.
And in the background, while we talk about our excitement, you'll be hearing my K-rock playlist. So you'll be hearing Day 6, Dreamcatcher, and HYUKOH, and The Rose, since those are the 4 main K bands that I follow.
Die.
So, have you seen any videos of HYUKOH playing live?
No.
Okay.
I'm excited. There's clearly some sort of hype there.
Oh, I mean, you know, the swallow the records, that saying.
Swallow the records?
Yeah, that's the saying, right? So, swallow the CD, meaning they sound live how they sound.
Oh, okay. Is that what it's officially?
Because I mean, obviously there is no autotune used on any of their tracks.
I'm already doing wrong turns.
Hey guys, update.
Oh, I thought that was the update.
Day 6 is the update. So we're exactly 3 hours away from Toronto, and we're about 5 minutes into our drive, maybe even less. And there's already been 1 accident and 1 lane shut down. And we've seen so many cars try to cheat like the lane shutdowns.
But of course, there's no point.
Drive safely, please. Traffic.
I guess we're approaching early rush hour.
Traffic.
Which is just great.
Maybe this will take us 4 hours.
Oh, just kidding. No. We're about to arrive. I was looking at the destination, and I'm like, the destination time, and I'm like, oh, 4:50. And then I'm like, wait, that isn't right. It's 1:50. So no, this is not rush hour. My bad.
Syncopation and like triplets and stuff. It just sounds so easy.
That is triplets. It almost doesn't feel like triplets.
Exactly. But he's being so laid back with the triplets, it doesn't really feel like triplets. You know those choruses that are just so comforting to sing? This is one of those choruses that like you sing along and it just feels so good.
I like the difference between the verse and the chorus. Just in range. I think it works really well. It just kind of blossoms.
It stopped raining, guys, but he still has his windshield wipers on.
That tends to happen. Alright, here comes the border. this is the coldest color palette.
This is the coldest color palette. Hi guys, so we have arrived on the street of the HYUKOH concert. We've arrived later than we planned, or we hoped to arrive around like 4, but it's like 6 o'clock now. But yeah, it's looking for parking time, and next time you'll see us will be after the concert, where we talk about the whole experience.
How it is, yeah.
Yeah, on our ride home. So, see you then.
Know the first 3 numbers. I know the first 3 numbers. I'm in your area. I'm in your area. I'm in your area. I'm in. Where's the flash?
돌아가는 세상도 나를 비웃듯 시간속 공터가줘. Tell me, please don't tell. 차라리 듣지 못한 편이 나긴 좋을 거야. Tell me, please don't tell. 차라리 보지 못한 편이 나긴 좋을 거야.
Alright, time for our post-concert review.
Oh, I'm still so dark.
Bad lighting video in the car while we take our 3-hour trek back home. So let's start talking about from the time we lined up. So basically, before the concert, we arrived around 6 and they opened the doors around 7:30. So we hung out with some lovely friends who we'd actually, one of them, Smurthy, we had met before at a Day 6 concert, and then she met Kevin again when she proposed to Amber.
Yay.
But we hung out with them, and it was so freaking awesome because I had never met any of her friends before, but it turned out most of them or all of them knew who we were because of the channel, so shout out to you guys. But we last minute ordered Domino's pizza, and that was quite exciting because we were standing right out front of the door and we're like, shit, we're about to go in, shove the pizza in your mouth. And I burned my tongue, but I'm okay. And that was lots of fun. And then, so let's just
your voice is going away.
Yeah, my voice is going away because I just sang and yelled a lot. But the concert. So let's talk about the concert. So the opening act, but I was quite impressed by them. Yeah. A few of their songs I was like dozing off. No, I admit. But other ones I was like, okay, you using some nice chords. Nice chords,
nice interesting instrumentals.
Yeah. First things first, HYUKOH's been on tour for a very long time, and so their voice, Hyuk's voice is very tired, and so whenever he started belting, it would get super raspy and crispy. However,
he delivered it with such confidence all the time, and he was never out of pitch, that I found it to be still very awe-inspiring, and also it didn't really grate with me after a couple of songs.
So because he kept pushing through, he didn't shy away from trying to hit the notes, even though his voice was so tired and raspy. He just kept going for the notes. For me, it was very cringy. It just sounded very, very painful. So I couldn't quite enjoy it as much as Kevin did.
I feel like he was totally enjoying the pain in a weird masochistic way. Not masochistic, but like just in an artistic way.
Okay.
He was like, I'm creating art, I will not back off. And I think there are two things that I took away from that. The first one is he clearly knows his voice so well that he knows his limits. And second, I have a feeling that he probably took entire days of vocal rest. He probably barely talks during the day, just so that during these performances he could just let it all out. I wouldn't be surprised if that's because it was at such a perfect point of like his voice should be completely gone, but yet he's still able to hit all those notes despite being raspy. So I think he takes a lot of vocal rest, and he takes it very seriously.
So other than raspiness and tiredness of the voice, I was in love with the time he took with his phrases vocally, like his vocal melodies, because we would come in early. Like if we were singing along, we would come in like a half a second earlier than he did, because he took his time, and that's how he phrased his songs differently live. I didn't hear as much variation instrumentally than the original tracks, but with his vocal timing, it was amazing. Especially, I'm not sure whether it's Gangang or Gang. I might be totally butchering that song name, but it's my favorite song from their latest album. And I cried when they performed that.
That's the pentatonic one.
That's the pentatonic one. That was beautiful.
I'm just a mystery.
But yeah, so what song was your favorite to hear performed live?
I think Gangang is very high up there.
And it made me wonder how many of those tracks they had to play against their original track. Because the drummer had a computer that he would press play when they started, and then he'd like do a count off, or he'd say okay, or Hyuk would like play a chord and then they'd start. Because a few times they had the background vocals from the original track, and none of them would be singing. You could see none of them would be singing.
But the drummer at least played a lot of it though.
I think all of them played everything, but they needed the extra vocal harmonies. Because Hyuk does his own vocal harmonies, I believe. So, he can't do his own vocal harmonies live. Another thing that I was thinking about during the concert was how much more would I enjoy the music if I were sitting. So this concert, it was standing, first come, first serve, so we were already standing for an hour and a half or outside in line, and then we had to stand the whole time during the 2-hour concert, 1 hour and 1 hour and a half concert. I can't remember how long it was.
I can't remember either.
But so the whole time my back was hurting, my legs were hurting, and I was straining to see the musicians play, and I really wanted to see the drummer, because I'm so amazed by percussionists. I always look to them if I'm ever zoning out while listening to music live. but HYUKOH was standing right in front of the drummer, and then on top of that, people were like taller than me standing in front of me. So it was very difficult.
Yeah, when he took out the tambourine, I could hear it, but I couldn't see it, and it was sad.
So I feel like some of the time during the concert, I was overwhelmed with like my physical unrest rather than the music. And so I think it would have been much more enjoyable if it was sitting down venue.
I felt that way a little bit too. Yeah, I thought it was really sweet how he addressed the Koreans and the Chinese. And he talks about the national holiday, which I had forgotten. And now I realized why my mom called me 2 days ago and I didn't pick up. It was to wish me happy mid-autumn, and I didn't even know. This is so tragic. Mom, if you're watching this, I'm really sorry. This just got really personal. But I thought it was really, really sweet. But I thought it was a nice way of doing it. He just said a couple of lines and then he moved on. Another thing that was interesting. Oh yeah, it's called Tomboy. I forgot the name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a half step lower. That's the only song that I could notice that they changed the key because I think.
No.
Yes. They changed it from E flat to D.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
I think that song is very taxing for him.
Yeah, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not the verses, but the chorus, especially the last chorus.
Yeah.
That was shocking. I didn't notice that at all.
It's super awesome how every note he sang, he meant it. And you can tell.
HYUKOH, HYUKOH, they just know their music so well, and you can tell that from their tracks, live performance, whatever. And that's why I was so excited to see them live, because I knew that they, know their shit, basically.
Yeah. They also just sound so unified as a band. They sound so good as a band.
One thing, I felt cut off from them whenever they turned their backs to us.
Really?
Yeah. I like when musicians, make eye contact and maybe play towards each other. What if they totally turn around from us? Maybe they were doing that since there was a camera in the back?
Maybe. I think they like doing that. I am very okay with it because I've seen all sorts of performances.
Oh, okay.
But one thing that I thought was really interesting is half the time when someone turns their back to us, it was to communicate with another player, but the other player would never be looking back at them. For example, the guitarist on the right would look back to the drummer, and then the drummer would just be doing it with his head down. And I'm like, oh, there's this, everyone's trying to communicate with each other, but everyone's also so absorbed in their own thing. So that's something I've not really noticed. Usually with a band, there's some sort of interaction. And in this case, I was only okay with it because they came off of it so naturally. There's like, oh, he's not looking at me, I'm just going to continue jamming. But it did look a little awkward. But I just thought it was really funny.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's just like, I felt like they were all trying to communicate with each other, but they were doing their own thing at the same time.
Yeah. With HYUKOH, every single movement by every single band member felt so natural.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. There's a difference between rehearsed movement and feeling the music movement. And I felt like this was feeling the music movement. They didn't have to practice to look like they're feeling it. I feel like Day 6 has to practice to look like they're feeling it.
True.
Yeah, so it feels very much like an act when it's Day 6, though I ignore that fact and I always enjoy the music.
I think it's the indie artist. At the end of the day, it's the fact that HYUKOH's an indie artist and he feels the freedom.
That's exactly what I was thinking the whole time, was just, wow, he has a lot of freedom.
Yes.
Like, I wonder if the company, the producing label that they're under, I wonder if they told them what to wear, like that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So it felt very natural and happy.
Yes.
Yeah. So, amazing concert. I'm glad we took this trip. Thanks for watching this. I hope you felt as if you were with us, kind of.
I hope so.
And we'll be vlogging our experience for our Day 6 concert. I'll actually be going to BTS's Citi Field Concert, but since I'll be doing lots of traveling alone, I'm probably not going to bring my camera. But I'll definitely update on Instagram and social media my experience.
Yeah, I'll actually be in the States this time, so you can actually update.
Yeah, I can actually
That's the one
social
thing
media.
with coming to Canada.
Canada, no data, no texting. Woo!
Gotta go to Tim Hortons.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.